Well, my name is Bill Mumford, and I've been acting as chair today, and I think it's been a really very interesting day. Actually, it's been packed full of information, and it's been very, I think, interactive and engaged. It started off with with Laura talking about transition not being a kind of an end point, but something that she's learning and was daunted by, and I thought that was a really good starting point actually. And she talked about, which a beautiful phrase, it involved a lot of sweat and tears. Yeah. That it's not just hopes and dreams and ambition. It actually was something she was really having to work at and overcome all sorts of pragmatic daily stuff. Yeah. That actually was really important to her and is building up her confidence. I thought that was particularly good. I suppose on the downside, it's disappointing but not surprising that the families still feel that things aren't as joined up as they need to be, and they are feeling more isolated than one would hope and lacking of information. But then that's kind of what the conference is all about. If people have left today feeling better informed, better linked up, and all that sort of support is there for them. Even if they don't necessarily need it now, it might be there in the future, or it'll be someone they can ring in the future. I think that will be a huge success today, and I've certainly felt that there was such good depth and breadth to all the range of presentations that people will have that to take away with them, and I think that's part of the legacy of the programme. So congratulations to Care Choices around that, and I think also it's run in a very inclusive way. I think having the youngsters here from the schools, visiting the displays, having the right mixture of families and professionals, very diverse sort of range of professionals as well, I thought was really positive. And there's a lot of engagement goes on in between the sessions over coffee and lunch, and so it feels there's a real buzz, and it also, I'd like to feel there's, despite the not wanting to downplay the hardship that some people are finding, that there is a sense of optimism, that there were examples of success, that some progress is hard won, but it is still there to be won. And there, as I say, there is help and other people in similar circumstances that are there for them. So, that's kind of my reflections of the day, and keeping it going. I think this is an annual conference that people often refer back to, and so I think there's a long-term future for it. Transition's never going to go away. We've got the next generations of young people, and I think to me, just maybe the final point, the part of the energy we're seeing of the young people around today in the conference was really engaging, and to me that's part of the motivation around all of this. We've got the families who are worn out, and you kind of get to this point, well, okay, a bit like Luke was saying right at the very end, really, it was kind of the bookcase between him and Laura. I think quite rightly he sort of challenged and encouraged the professionals sat in the room and saying, well, okay, we're only a bit, we can't do everything, and we also have got many of our own frustrations, but that's kind of the challenge for us. How do we keep that optimism of those young people and do right by them, while also recognising that the cost to the families have been high, and so having sort of some empathy and understanding of that, and so we're kind of standing shoulder to shoulder with both. I think it's kind of a nice way to kind of look at it at the end.
And will we see you back here next year?
If I'm invited, yes.
Of course you're invited.
Absolutely.
It's official, it's on camera, you're invited. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Cheers then.